Regina Sanders, Arts Education Specialist here at the Southwest School of Art, and welcome to Saturday Morning Discovery. Today we're going to be doing a really great project. We're going to be doing drawing, and we'll be working with the medium pastels. We'll be using chalk pastels as well as oil pastels. And if you don't have either, crayons. So let's get started. These are examples of pastel art drawing, and you can use, as you can see, simple construction paper. This is pastel paper, this is construction paper. And we're also going to be using just your regular drawing paper. But I wanted you to see that you can draw on toned paper and get very beautiful results. And I also wanted to show you this. This is sizing it up. So if you want to make things bigger, you can. Okay, to get started, you will need certain materials. The first we're going to look at, since we're talking about pastels, these are oil pastels. And they're similar to crayons. That's what they look like. I would suggest a box of 12, but if you can't, sometimes you can buy them singly at an art supply store and look for the primary and secondary colors. So remember that when you're looking at the colors that you would need for your pastels. Also, these are the chalk pastels. They are a little bit more coarse and they will rub off, so they can be messy. It's sort of like we did some work with charcoal, so this is what this is about. It will come off and it really is more easily to blend, so I really like the chalk pastels. And again, if you don't have either, then you can use your crayons. So you'll need that. Also, you'll need a pencil. A regular number 2 pencil is good. These are drawing pencils. And also, if you're working on toned paper, sometimes you can't, you don't want to put a hard line on the toned paper, on the pastel paper, so you can use a white pencil to draw with as well. That's what I used when I drew this pear here. I used the white pencil first. So on toned paper, sometimes it's good to use a white crayon or the white charcoal or a white pastel to do the actual drawing with. The most important thing that you'll need is you're going to need what you're going to draw. So the items that we're drawing now is fruit. So you can have fun raiding the refrigerator. So I have an apple, I have a lemon, and I have a pear. Now, if you can't get the real fruit, this is a fake pear. So you can get plastic fruit from Michael's or any library store or what may be around. But these are the things that you're going to draw to make your own personal still life of fruit. And also, if you have a small vase, that would be good. So if you have a jar, maybe it's or a bottle, it could be a Coke bottle or a water bottle, you can use that too. And you can set up your own still life, and we'll talk about that. We'll be drawing to scale this time, and I'll show you how to work that in so that you're drawing to scale so you're actually drawing the size of the fruit or as realistic as you can. All right? So let's get started with the drawing and warming up. We're going to start with warming up, and I suggest always that you warm up before you draw. That way you can make mistakes, but your arm will be warmed up where you're moving it around and you can see clearly what you're going to do. You'll become more focused. So that's what a warm-up will be about. So I've set up my still life. I've kind of, like I said, ready to refrigerator. Try and find fruits or vegetables. It can be an onion, it can be orange, it can be a cucumber and a banana. And try and draw these things first. I have set this up so where that it's almost like in a triangle shape. So my eye goes up and down on either side, and I have all of these objects in place. Okay, so let's start. When I'm doing here, I'm looking here and I'm looking at the height of this, and I'm going to measure it like that and put it down. So I went to the top and the bottom, and this is how I get things to scale, and I'll be doing this a lot. And this just gives me a visual thing, and it'll help you. So I know I want it at least this tall. So it's going to be right here, and I mark it, and this is going to be the bottom of that vase that's right here. So I'm going to make a line that comes down straight. Doesn't have to be a straight line, but just so it gives me an indication where everything is. So from here to here is the fruit. I know that this pear is here, so the same thing here. I'm going to put it right where the base is, so that pear is about that big. So I'm putting top and a dot there. So that's where I know the pear is. The apple is behind it. And I'll do that again, and I want to know where this is. That's on the other side. So that's right here, and I'll put that right section here. You don't have to do all this, but this is just an indication. You might just want to start up, but this gives me an indication where everything is. All right, I'm going to start off drawing, and I'm just warming up, and I'm just trying to draw what I see. And I'm drawing very lightly. I'm not trying to go over. I know that this pear is here. We're going to do it again. So, and you'll see me just getting the roundness of it. So I'm just trying to get it in as fast as I can. Again, it's just a warm up. So there's my pear. My bottleneck is there. The indication that I did for the lemon was right here, so I know it's there. And again, I'm drawing light. And in the back, right here, that's where the other apple is. So these are all three of the objects down. Now I can get a little stronger because I've got the three objects down. The pear, the apple, the bottle, the lemon. Now I can get just a little stronger. Not too strong. I know that a lot of you draw like this, and that's okay too. You can take your pencil and move it around and draw like you normally would. Either way, it just helps me when I turn it this way. It took me a long time to figure out where everything was. So I want you to practice this. I also want you to be aware of where it's dark. If it's dark somewhere, start putting that in. It's dark around the bottom of these objects. And I don't want it floating in the air, so I'm going to put in some of the base here. I'm going to try and straighten it out, and that's my warm-up. Now, for this, I'm going to go ahead and keep this drawing because I'm going to use this drawing for my actual pastel drawing. So I did a pretty good warm-up that I like this with, so I'm going to use this drawing. You don't have to. Usually warm-ups are just that. If you don't like it, you can put it aside and start again with another drawing and get a better drawing that you really appreciate. But for time's sake, I'm going to use this drawing that I just did, and I'm going to do that with my pastels. Now, I'm going to go on and work with the colored pastel paper. This is drawing paper. This is the pastel paper. So I'm going to go ahead and start the pastel drawing on this so you understand. The pastel paper is a little bit different. I'm warmed up now because I did this, so I feel that I can, do this with just a drawing now. So now let's do the pear, just the pear on the pastel paper, and start a pastel drawing. Now we're going to start drawing a pear in pastel, in the chalk pastel. And I have the chalk pastel colors that are here. I won't use all these colors. I'm doing a limited palette because I don't want too many colors out. I am using the textured paper, and remember you can also use your construction paper. and you decide on what color best complements the object or the item that you're going to use. So first of all that I'm going to do, I'm using a white pencil so that I don't want to see a dark line on here. So that's why I'm using this white pencil. So with the chalk pastel, the darker line that a number 2 pencil would have or a regular dark pencil would not show up as much. But if you don't have that, use your pencil. Now I want to start I'm excited to start my actual chalk pastel. I want to start with the lightest color that I see in here. Now everybody would probably say green, but the first color that I see in here is yellow. And it's going to be all through this. This is already green paper, so I'm going to just go down and put my brightest yellow in. Then I'm going to take my finger, and you can use a paper towel, and I'm just going to blend it down. I'm also looking to see where light is shining on this. Now I didn't saturate the whole thing with yellow. I could have, but I didn't. I wanted to leave some open space where the natural green of the paper is coming through. The next color I'm going to use is a light green. So I'm going to go in here and I have the lightest green that I have, and then I'm going to put that in. And I'm blending it in with the yellow. And I'm going to go back into it with a little bit of yellow. Okay, so I have my yellow and I have my light green. Now I'm going to go back with the yellow, because I still see it, and I wanted that to really show up. So I'm putting it right back where I see it most. Now I'm just going to put in a little bit of the darker green, and I'm going to put it right down here at the bottom, because that's where it's darkest at. Now I'm going to go back, and under here there's a shadow, so that's where I brought out this blue. So I want to make it a really nice shadow form that comes in here. It's giving me the whole shape of this. And I'm just going to smudge it in. I'm not going to take too much time in actually making it form, but you can see already that it is helping the pear come out even more. So it's not just floating in space. And now I'm looking for the brown that I didn't pull out before, because I only wanted so many colors out. I didn't want a whole lot of colors out. And I'm going to go ahead and finish off my stem. All I'm doing is really looking at my drawing, going back and enhancing all the colors that I saw. If you have your other colored pencils, you can go back in and just shape it. Now we're going into the oil pastels. And from the drawing that I did earlier from the warm-up, remember, you can do a whole nother drawing. That was just a warm-up, but I'm using the warm-up drawing because I got everything that I needed in. I can go back now and correct things a little bit or make them taller if I want. That's what a warm-up drawing is. But at this point, you want to make sure that you have a real nice drawing that you feel comfortable with so that you can begin with. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. And not be afraid, just have fun with it. That's the beauty of this. It's not like it comes off, but it's not like the chart. And because I've used a crayon pencil, a lot of that pencil is coming in, but I don't mind it. So I have all of these in place the way I want them. And I'm looking to see where light's shining, and I'm looking at the colors of my vase now. And that's going to be this reddish color here. But I see that it has sort of like a light blue that I don't have. So I'm going to start it off with this white, because that's going to give me that lighter color that I see inside, and I can always hint it off with some red. But that gave me the color that I wanted. And I know that there's some light in here, so I'm just going to put this here as a reminder for myself that that's going to be there. And I'm going to start with the red. And look, the light in here shows it's kind of showing up a little orangey. So I kind of want that in there, so I'm going to put that in here. Okay, I've been working on that vase for a long, but I can see that I have all my colors in that I kind of really want in there. I'm going to put these to the side. There is the yellow, and now I'm using the lighter green. And I'm putting the lighter green inside. And now my apple. I'm going to put a little bit of the orange in here because I see it at the top. All right, so just about finished. I'm just trying to make sure that I got everything that I want in place. Not happy about the base, but again, this was just my warm-up piece. You're gonna have a much better piece than this. I put an additional color in the background just to make it pop out a little bit more. And I wanna make sure that I do something with this base. So you can use any of the colors that you have used in there and it should work just a little bit for you. Okay, so I'm going to put that in and pretty much done. Try and line everything out. Try and look and see where the light was hitting it in certain places. If you wanted to add more yellows, let me get this right in here, just to calm that little notch down. And again, you could continue to work on this until you really felt like you had it down the way you really wanted it to be. Okay. So that was your lesson today for pastels, chalk pastel, and oil pastel. Have fun. Remember to have everything that you need readily at hand so that you can start the process each time. And I just want to thank all of you for spending this time with me at Saturday Morning Discovery. See you soon.